In this video, I'm going to show you how to use MC911 program to interact with iPitch controller and the MC950 hardware. This is MC911, and let's start from beginning with the options. Make sure that we have selected the correct hardware. In this case, we have MC950, and make sure iPitch controller is checked, and we're selecting Kollmorgen controller. Our new controllers are Kollmorgen, the older ones are Balder. Okay, and let's start with the acquire setup. Again, what we have here, before showing you what's going on, I have a torque angle transducer connected to MC950 and also load cell connected to MC950. In here, we connect the torque angle transducer to channel 1 and load cell to channel 2. Also, I've added ultrasonic connector to torque angle transducer pickup, and here we have parallel port cable hooked up to MC950, which the backend goes to the iPitch controller. Also the USB cable that's connected to the computer. Let's see. In the beginning, let's separate the torque angle transducer from any engagement with any bolts. Our load cell has a bolt M10, and we are going to use it for testing. So in the beginning, let's just separate them so we can do some the iPitch calibration. Going back to the MC911 program, we start from left to right again with the tabs. We calibrate the sensors that is attached to the MC950. We have CH1 with channel 1 with torque transducer. Let's read the torque transducer. We're reading this and transfer the results. Calibrate, start cal. It's done. And let's go into channel 2, which is our load cell. Enable this and configure. Again, we read the sensor, transfer the results. We have 100 kilonewton load cell in the device. Calibrate it. Make sure there is no load on the bolt. So we're done here. So back to here, we have make sure the angle is correct, which is 2880 with our sensor. When you read the sensor, automatically takes care of this number. You don't have to worry about it. Let's go into the recording. If you're doing any kind of recording, let's make sure we set up correctly here. Trigger value, I'm going to set the trigger value, let's say, to 5 Newton meter. And let's say samples per second at 10. This is for later on, not for right now, but let's just make sure it's all set up. Let's go to iPitch. Once we get here, we have to make sure the iPitch is communicating with the PC. Let's click the read version. In here it says reconnect, means it's not connected. So let's read it again. Okay, now it's connection established. It's 1.11 version on iPitch driver with Kollmorgen. At this point, we want to calibrate the iPitch with the MC950 hardware. Actually, the angle part of it. Make sure this is correct. Our gear ratio and multiplier ratio. If you don't have any multiplier or standard, the gearbox is 25. If you add a multiplier to it, you have to set it to 100. So that makes the correct ratio. So we start with the start iPitch. What happens here is the iPitch makes a complete revolution 360 degree. And this 360 degree is close to this 360 degree. This is this data is collected from the angle the transducer, and this data is collected from the iPitch. So these are matching. That's what we are trying to do, match these two. So sometimes this might be a little less than this, or maybe a little more. That's okay. It's just a matter of matching it to synchronize correctly. So in here we have the iPitch controller button. It's not used for any programming at this point. You can use it for jogging left or right if you want to use it for adjusting the bolt. That's all it is for. Basically, this is it for this section. Let me, at this point, I attach the um, attach the load cell with bolt to the torque hanging controller.